I'm Allie Riley, and you're watching 110 Football.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Angels Wear Boots. It was not the result we wanted over the weekend, but we'll get into that in just a minute. First, let me introduce you to today's panel. To my left, returning, we have Jen Muñoz.
Hello everyone, happy to be back.
In the very fabulous pink blazer. And of course, we have Miss Nina Kiefer.
Hey everybody, good to see you again.
And last but not least, Lauren Sesselmann.
Hi everybody, and all I can say is, why? That's how I feel today.
All right, if you feel like Lauren does, make sure you get into the chat. Let us know your comments, questions, anything you've got going on. And then hit that like button and subscribe. Ring the bell.
Ring
the bell. And we have to give a special shout out because our dear friend Jess is in the chat and we miss you so much. Hi, Jessica.
We miss you. We love you.
And then also I want to give a shout out to Bayside Creations for sending me these amazing Angel City shoes.
Those
you
are
guys
so
can see
cool.
them.
You got the drip on today.
You're gonna make me make me do a little dance. Woo-hoo, yes,
So
nice.
cool.
We got the custom Angel City dunks. Thank you so much. You guys got to go check them out.
Those are about to go viral.
Yes.
Oh, you're so.
Do they have
Please
them
make
at my
me go
size?
viral. Whatever size
right?
you want, honey.
Okay.
I like them, I need them.
Well, like I said at the top of the show, it was a disappointing result for Angel City on Saturday. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and talk about it. It's time for #trending. So we had a 2-goal lead and ended up giving it up and losing to the Rain at home. So let's talk about it. Let's go with you, Nina. What are your thoughts on the match?
I mean, it was just painful. You know, rewatching that match again, I kind of felt devastated all over again. You have a match like that. And last week I said, we're not losing any. We're going to tie and we're going to win. And to have a lead like that and to give it up, it's just painful. It's very painful.
I was running around my hotel room. I was in Chicago and I was watching this game. It was like, going into halftime, I was like, we got this. But we all know 2-0. And Jen, we talked about this. 2-0 lead. It's like the thing of the soccer world. If you go into halftime with a 2-0 lead, it's one of the hardest leads to keep, right?
It's the worst. I mean, ever since I was little, I've been told 2-0 is the worst lead, and I've always wondered why. But I think growing up, it's kind of like you get that confidence, but you can easily get that ripped away, which is exactly what happened, which is very.
I have never heard about this before. I felt good, like, oh, we're up 2-0, it's gonna be great. I went into halftime feeling really solid. I didn't know it was a curse.
Especially that PK saved by Didi, right, going into halftime. I was like, we got this game in the bag.
Exactly. And I'm sure the girls felt that way too, that confidence, that momentum, and I'm sure they kind of maybe took their foot off the pedal a little bit. I mean, as a player, I think I would kind of try not to do that, but it's in my head. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, like you just have the cockiness almost, where you're like, hey, our keeper came up big, we're up 2-0.
Right.
We're good, we're gonna coast.
Exactly, yeah, and I'm sure it made, OL just kind of push even harder too.
Well, the sucky thing is also coming into this match, we were actually like pretty even in the standings. They were one above us, but that wasn't because of their number of wins or points. It was because of head-to-head and the way the NWSL does tiebreakers. So we needed this win. This could be the distinction between making playoffs and not, especially considering where we sit on the line right now.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, number 7, right? But also let's talk about OL Reign. They have a quality squad. You know, they came back in that game. They had 25 shots, and I forgot how many on target, but
12.
I mean, they could have had a lot more. Yeah.
12
Let's
on
see the
target.
game-winning goal.
Yeah, go right here. Also,
So painful.
hats off to Huerta, who's had an incredible match.
Banger.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible match. And I mean, Tobin Heath coming on, I felt it. I know, I mean, we all know how Tobin plays, right? I felt that she comes in and she wanted it. She was like,
It was like a spark, I feel like.
Yeah.
A spark for them.
I was gonna say, I'm angry at Tobin Heath, and I'm surprised that she was able to do that to us. That's just rude. I was looking back actually, and Tobin Heath was first at the Banc on May 5th at the Mother's Day game. That was the first time Tobin Heath had ever come back after she got. Yeah. So as we look ahead to our next match, also it's like something poetic about Tobin Heath coming back and then scoring against us.
I mean, she's had a lot of injuries too, so hats off to her. It was a great goal.
I mean, obviously it's devastating to lose in such a fashion, but it is great, I mean, for the league to have Tobin back and to be scoring like that. Definitely missed her over here. But let's dive deeper into what exactly went wrong on Saturday. First, let's listen in to what Freya Coombe had to say after the match.
In the first half, we were able to move the ball and break the pressure. I think we were able to take a little bit of risk, and so I think our first goal and the second goal led to us being able to relieve pressure through their press, and we were able to play. And then some great balls from Savannah McCaskill in order to set them up. I think we lost that ability to possess the ball and move the ball. I think our movement stopped in the second half in order for us to be able to have any possession. And I think that when we were just defending on the back foot, I think our spaces that we were looking to defend our midfield got really large, and they were able to find their players in those spaces. So I think that was a big contributing factor. We weren't able to get compact enough and defend the space.
So what are your thoughts on that? I know you had talked about it a little bit, but do you agree with Freya? What other factors do you feel like contributed to this sort of second half collapse?
I mean, going back to that 2-0, being up 2-0, I think in the second half, OL came in a lot stronger, a lot more, heavier. I think the girls, like I said, took their foot off the gas a little bit. And also, I think their middle was just being outplayed, just like she said. And I also think it was just kind of a little frantic, and especially after OL scored their first goal, it upped up their energy, and I think it made the girls kind of, like I said, get a little frantic.
John Jackson in the chat is saying, we couldn't build out of the midfield, same as always, and long crosses aren't going to get past Cook very often. It's a great point, John. It's really difficult when we have moments like that where, you had all the momentum and it goes away. But I think also to the point that Lauren was making earlier, we had 9 shots to their 25, only 4 of ours on target to their 12.
So,
yeah, let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this, and then I have a question for you all. Let's see our expected goals.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
It's just painful to see, I think, a little bit.
Sometimes how these games go, right? Yeah. They could, we were up 2-0. We capitalized when we needed to capitalize. But then, they could have had, Heidema could have had a lot more goals for them. And Fishlock, she was incredible this game. She was all over the place.
Yeah.
So you have to give a lot of credit to her. So
Fishlock looked amazing, but I think when you really look at the totality of this game, they could have had that goal from the PK that Herachich saved, and also Nielsen came up big with a shot, with the save on the line from that Hoydema shot. So it could have easily been 5-2.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So a question for you all, because John had said in the middle that you just brought up in our chat that we couldn't build out of the midfield as always. What do you think that issue is? Because we have such strong pieces in the midfield. Why are we having issues creating plays from the center?
Do you think maybe it was because we were sitting back a little bit more? Up 2-0, obviously it's a given, you're going to sit back. Do you think that's why?
I think that has a lot to do with it, but I also just feel like the chemistry changed again for the team. We're always happy when we get players back, but maybe you guys can talk about that. What does it take to build team chemistry? We talked about it once, I think, and we said it starts off the pitch, but having a player change out in a position that's a key position like Jasmine Spencer coming back, what does that do for the team?
Yeah, let's actually talk about Jasmine Spencer a little bit. Hammond, I thought, was playing great in the first half. She had kind of a shaky beginning of the season, and so we didn't know if we were going to see her again, and she stepped up and she was playing really well, came out with a little bit of a hammy issue. Spencer coming back in, she's been out for 2 months. John set it up here in the chat. Been out for 2 months, and it's always difficult coming back when you're out for 2 months, coming back into a position. She still doesn't know that position that well. She's been playing there all season, but as you could see, even in the game, she was getting forward, and Taylor and other people had to kind of fill in for her, and that's kind of where we got caught up, I think. I think she was out of position a lot, and I think that's where those goals came from. And then especially that last one. So for me, I kind of feel for her a little bit because it's always difficult, right? Coming back from injury. I don't know, Jen, if you can attest to that or anything, but it's just kind of getting your wherewithal and back in that environment. And it's different in training, and you step into a game situation, it's completely different. So.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I think you could train, you could get into that momentum, but it's a game. So once it's game time, the momentum changes, it goes up a little bit. And I think, like you said, she's out of position too. So that's another key factor mentally. And soccer is such a mental game that even coming back from injury, you're not going to be the same person. Yeah. Even if you really want to be, if you try your hardest, you're not going to. And it takes time. And all the kudos to her. I think she did work hard, and unfortunate that, there were some plays where, like you said, she was out of position, and I think that comes with being out for a while.
Yeah, and I think that too, the chat talks about all the different types of subs that we made. And do you want to talk about that a little bit? Do you think Sid should have came off McCaskill?
I want to go back to one thing about the midfield, though, because we do look at it, and McCaskill, yes, is a PK, but she's a midfielder. She scored one of our goals. Riccaro, another midfielder, gets that first goal in the 9th minute. So as much as we want to say we weren't building out of the midfield, our midfield still was the group that scored for us.
Game
So
changer.
I also have to say, too, I love, and I don't know, I just noticed it more this game for some reason, the interchanging of McCaskill and Sydney up top. Did you guys see that defensively as well, too? I think that worked very well for them, and I liked that. So I hope they continue on with that. So.
And so what were you bringing up here about this Sid
subs.
subbing out?
I'm surprised of the subs that she made when she made them, and I don't know if maybe it was a fitness factor because they were coming off of a break. I don't know exactly what the reason behind it was. Did she talk about that? Because you were in the presser, weren't you?
Yeah, she just really talked about getting the girls more playing time and getting them out there. But I don't know if our subs were the thing we needed. You know, I always think like having like Charlie coming out and things like that, seeing that, and that energy is great. But it's just, I don't feel like we turned anything on in the second half, which is a very rare thing for our team. You did see the girls huddle up and like try and get that pep talk and try and get that energy back together. But I think might have been John earlier in the chats who said that Fishlock fueled the team and she was a firecracker. And you just, when you have something like that, it's really hard. And then when the momentum comes on, when you bring in a Tobin Heath sub, like I don't care who you are, that's gonna get in your head as a player when you see somebody with that name and that repertoire coming onto the pitch. You see that number 77, you're like, it's got to strike some fear into people.
I agree, and I think, like you said, as a player, I think when you see that player who's so technical and so smart in the ball coming in, it's a game changer whether you like it or not, and that's exactly what she did.
So before we move on, how demoralizing do you feel like this loss is for the team? Do you think it really affects the momentum moving forward, looking into Orlando in the future weeks? Or is it just another one of those things, kind of like we've been saying this whole year? It's time, it's injury, we got players out, chemistry. I think does it weigh as much?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're competitors, right? So I think they're going to approach each game as a completely different game. Obviously, it hits. I mean, everyone knows when you're playing in a big game and you're winning and you're leading, and they come back and they win in the final minutes. You're like, what just happened? It's kind of like the shock value. I mean, it happened to us in the.
Never happened to me.
Never happened to me. In the Olympics, I mean, we were winning the whole game 3-2, and that happens, and it's like gut wrenching. It just takes like all that hard work and energy that you and sacrifice and all that stuff that you put out on the field, blood, sweat, and tears, and then all of a sudden it's like taken away from you because they had the momentum in that first half, and then so when they come out and they just fought so hard, and at the end you're just like.
Yeah, it's like a sour taste that leaves, that it's just in your mouth for the next week until the next game. So I do think that this will light a fire in them, and I don't think this will happen again. I don't think they're going to lose 2-0 ever again this season.
How do you shake that off? Do you like change your routine in the morning? I know some of us are a little superstitious here.
No.
Nothing changes?
Nothing changes. You go as business
look
as
forward.
usual, right? Because that's why you're an elite athlete, right? So.
Yeah, and they're professionals. We have to, they're professional athletes. I think they've been playing their whole lives, and a loss, that's soccer. You're going to lose, and that's a sour taste, like I said, but they're going to come back.
They're also playing Orlando where they lost last game. So
true.
We're going to get into that.
Freaking A, let's go.
We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, it's time for Class of 22. This week, we asked the team, if you weren't a soccer player, what would you be? Check it out.
Law school right now, something along those lines.
I studied real estate development and finance, so I'd be somewhere in that world, probably back at home in Colorado.
Yeah, I'd make clothes. I'd come out with my own fashion brand. Yeah, I can somehow give back to the community.
Photographer. Always wanted to be like a National Geographic photographer. Something where I got to travel the world, meet people, and then share their perspectives.
I'd probably take the route of going into the FBI.
I majored in speech pathology, so I want to be a speech pathologist.
Veterinarian.
If I could just snap and do it, something in like the mental health, counseling, therapist, mental coaching area. I have a podcast about mental health. I love it, so I like helping others.
If in an ideal world, if I could like do whatever, maybe I'd want to be a writer.
I like to be a motivational speaker, but I also like cooking, so maybe a chef that does motivational speaking.
I think it's so incredible how when these ladies were asked what they want to be and what they would do, without hesitation they had an answer. And also, we talked about it last week, but Angel City's Player 22 development program that's helping former athletes and former NWSL players decide and really figure out what they want to do in life beyond the pitch, like on the front office side, still staying within soccer is so incredible. And I just think it's amazing that all these women knew off jump what they would do. So I'm going to ask each of you, when you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Ooh, well, when I was really young, I wanted to be an astronaut, so that didn't happen. But that's okay because now, as I grew older, I realized, I kind of want to stay in sports. I love soccer.
When did you want to become a pro soccer player?
When I was probably like 5 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, so I would write down,
Baby Jen.
like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd write pro soccer player.
Oh, well, you did it.
Yeah, that's my. I was gonna say that's my like password answer. But like disregard.
Scrap this part out. What about you, Nina?
I never really had anything. I think I've just bounced around careers so many times, but there's one thing I knew I wanted to do at a time. I was really interested in working for Opta doing soccer stats, but their only internship was available in New York, and I don't like snow.
Yeah, you like soccer stats.
Oh, it's so fun.
It must be really hard to like find people for that job.
So. Well, they only had an internship in New York, and I was like, I can't do that.
I could totally see you doing that.
I could too.
Yeah,
100%.
Loves the stats.
I do.
You literally just sent us a whole stat page before the show.
Sent us a whole stat show or page before the show.
Impressive.
So
about
that
you?
was the thing.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Can you guys guess?
I don't want
A model.
A model.
No, but thank you. 500. No, just kidding. Broadway. No, just kidding.
Wait, that was really good.
That was
good.
like actually not very good. Sorry. I have a.
Would you be a singer?
I grew up in theater. I did musicals. I was like the lead in musicals and choir and all that stuff. So I wanted to be.
Oh my
and I love
goodness.
going to see Broadway, like like Rent and Wicked.
I can do all the theater.
I can do
kid
crazy
too.
voices too.
Yeah.
So I can do Barney the Purple Dinosaur. That has nothing to do with
Please
Broadway.
do it now. Please do it now.
I love you. I love you. You love me.
As you can see,
10 out of 10, someone get her on a
Oh,
Broadway.
I was made for TV apparently.
Wow, that was animated. I love
If
that.
anybody needs a Barney voice, hire me.
That was great. It's your audition.
All right, Megan, what about you though? What would you have been?
When I was younger, I wanted to be a ballerina so bad.
I could see
A professional ballerina. I did
I could see
ballet
that.
until I graduated high school, and I wanted to be pro, do the whole like go to New York, dance for like American Ballet Academy, and then I figured out I was too short, and then they.
Wow.
kind
There's
of-
a height requirement for ballet.
There's not a height requirement, but there's like preferred, especially when you're in the line, they want everyone to be like a certain height, and then the dancer lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not a lot of money.
I
could still do that on the
tried
side.
ballet and then I was like, I need to kick somebody.
So I'm
like to hit
soccer.
things and
So
you went for soccer.
So
I
I'm gonna
went for
go to
basketball.
soccer. Well, great stuff.
Look at this group chat right now. I agree. Voiceover artists are underappreciated.
All right,
Okay.
wait. Are you going to give us one more? Here we go.
I don't.
This is your audition tape
Yeah,
right here.
here we go.
Give us your
3, 2,
voices.
1, action.
Hi everybody, my name is Lauren Sesselmann and I'll be talking for the voice of Barney.
Pro wrestler. That's
I love you. Hi, boys and girls. I love you. You love me. I love you.
Singing
just kidding.
Wait, Cam's going to make a shirt. I need to kick somebody, says 22.
Standing ovation.
You guys,
That
we're
was
not
great.
breaking good. I can do better, but I got nervous. Sorry.
That was great.
Anyways, back to soccer.
Anyways.
I wonder if Jess is still in the chat. I wonder what her face is doing right now.
Justin's crazy.
Jess
so
would be
it's
like
fine.
this.
Jess would leave. She'd
Jess
get up and
would
leave.
literally be disgusted with us. When I came to LA today, I did not know I was going to get Broadway Barney, but thank you. So anyways, we're going to actually continue having some fun with the game. It won't be as fun as Barney, but Angel City heads to Orlando this Sunday for their second meeting with the Pride this season. Angel City lost 1-0 the last time these teams met. Actually, no thanks to Sid LaRue. So we decided it's time to try a new game. We're calling it Here Comes Revenge. So how this works is I'm going to pull an incomplete statement from this box and assign it to somebody on the panel, and it will be their job to complete the statement and explain themselves. They have no idea what's in this box. They are terrified and have been freaking out about it all day long. So I am going to have so much fun with this. I love you.
Amanda, what did I just tune in?
Amanda, I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
We have no idea.
All right.
Oh my God.
I'm nervous for this
So
game.
am I. Can I do code answer?
She's assigning it.
One thing Angel City will do better is blank. Nina.
Score. No, yeah, one thing Angel City is going to do better is score. I know McLeod's a great keeper. You know, I think she brings it and she's really good on that back line, but we got to score. We got to find a way to penetrate their defense. They're a very defensive-minded team, and we've heard 1,001 times that defense can win games, but we got to figure it out.
Sid's going to get a goal for us now, and not Orlando.
Yes.
So, a score prediction?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't want to say 2-0 anymore because now it's like bad.
Now you know.
Going
Now
into
you know.
halftime. Only going into half. Okay,
Yeah.
1 goal first half, 1 goal second half.
Sydney?
2-0. Sydney with both.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
She's got to make it up.
I mean, obviously everyone has their own question, but I'm going to put you two on the hot spot. What does Angel City need to do better, or what will they do better?
Oh, I was going to give you a score prediction. What do they need to do better? I think it's just, for me, it's just the runs from the outside too. It's just making sure that defensively they're compact, like Freya was alluding to. The second half, they weren't as compact as they were as the first half. So making sure they're compact and just, you know, filling those spaces, following the runs, following their players. You know, we did say Jasmine she was a little out of position. So just making sure they're intact defensively, I think is going to be a big thing for them.
And score prediction?
2-1.
Okay.
And speaking more offensively, I completely agree with you defensively, but offensively, I think more transitions off the ball, because then that leads to chances, and chances leads to goals, and we love goals. So, yeah, and score prediction 2-1.
Okay, so 2-1, 2-0. Who do you think scores for Angel City?
I think Sydney.
Both goals?
Yeah. Both goals. I think it's time. It's going to be a breakthrough. Yeah.
She owes us.
Yeah.
Really is what it comes down to.
If you're watching, you owe us.
Just us, though.
See,
yeah.
I don't know
And
why
then
you
someone
guys...
just said we didn't have Riley last match against them, which is a good statement, yes. So I think it's going to be, and are we going to have Jill's back? Is Jill's back?
I don't know.
She should be.
I know she's out with the sports hernia.
I know
correct?
they were talking to her. JR went around to get all the player autographs at the season ticket holder event, and he asked her, and she said, I should be back soon.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I hope she didn't lie to JR.
I mean, Portland and Houston and everyone else pretty much routed Orlando, so...
Yeah.
But
Prediction's
Orlando
not
just
great.
2-2 against, did anybody watch that game against Kansas City? It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
See, this game's not that scary.
Well, watch, I'm going to get the scary question.
Yeah.
All right, one thing that will happen this time is Jen, which, hold on, how is this different? One thing that will happen this time is...
I mean, I'm going to have to say the same thing. We're going to probably score. We are going to score.
Okay, let's differentiate this. How is this different than the goals we had against OL Reign?
What kind of goals? I think we're going to do some distance shooting from outside the box. I think we're going to have a golazo, and I also think that we're going to have a little cross in, and then someone's going to do a little header.
Is Sid going to bring back the bicycle kick that you tried that one game?
Oh, I would love that. 2 goals for number 2, says Amanda. And you know what? Digging into this a little more, so we know that Pride are a very defensive-minded team. They usually play a 4-5-1 formation. Like, you want to talk about parking the bus. Last time we played that, they played 5 defenders. So how do you score against 5 defenders? We know they're going to be strong on their counterattack.
All I got to say is why, though? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, are they not good enough to...
Are they not good enough offensively?
Yeah, that's my only thought.
If you're playing 5 defenders, then you got a whole lot of other issues going on.
Yeah. Maybe just add a few more up top. Obviously, I'm going to state the obvious.
Yeah, John
up
Jackson,
everyone.
great suggestion. This time we will send in 8 attackers.
Yes.
Maybe that is what we do. I mean, we've got Tyler Lucy. Maybe we are going to start
We will have
4
Tyler.
attackers.
Ooh.
So what's going to happen this time, Lauren?
I don't know what else to say. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, so you said Sid's is going to be a bicycle kick.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Calling it.
Last one, and this is obviously coming to you, Lauren.
You got this. I hope somebody got a screenshot of that.
One thing that won't happen again against Orlando that happened against OL Reign. One thing that won't happen is...
I will say this, an early goal like they did against Orlando because they scored like right away in like the first like minute or 2 of the game. So I think we're going to come out, as we alluded to before, we're going to come out swinging. We're going to be ready to attack. We don't want to lose this game. So they won't be scoring on the scoreboard early. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay, what about you, Nina?
I mean, I would go with the same thing. I think we're going to hold them. I think one thing that won't happen is our defense isn't going to get caught. You know, we're going to be holding our line strong, and that's what we're going to need because this is a team that's going to play for the counterattack. So our defense is going to have to really hold that line well. I don't think, I think we're going to catch them offside a bunch, and I'm just hopeful on that. You know, I think that's going to be something that makes this match.
Yeah, and I think talking about holding back, I think that we're not going to lose by, we're not going to be up and go, lose by 2-0 again. I think we're going to obviously score some goals, and one thing that won't happen again is we're not going to lose. So there we go.
Amanda agrees with you. We won't lose a 2-0 lead. There we go.
That's
one more question.
These paper strips.
One more question for you, Jen. What won't, as a former midfielder, what won't the midfield do again?
I think what we won't do, kind of just be very spread out. I think after the goals, it kind of got a little frantic, and as a midfielder, if you're not compact, if you're not staying together, you are just disorganizing the whole team. So I think that's not gonna happen.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see these predictions come to life. Like I said, I'm just here to have receipts and use them against you or prove you all right at the end of the match. But moving on, earlier this season, Angel City held their media day here at XRM Studios. I had the opportunity to sit down with Allie Riley. From Brittany to cooking, I learned so much about her on and off the pitch. Check out our conversation. So I see you're a frequent TikTok user, frequent-ish, so am I. First want to say the one where you knock the coffee, I think it's coffee or whatever, your drink over with your hair is probably the funniest thing. I'm curious to know what are some TikTok accounts that you enjoy following?
So I'll tell you what, I don't look at TikTok, but I love using it to edit videos because I love editing videos and making content. So I found that it's such a cool tool, and my friends will tell me the trends and then I will attempt to do them, but it ends up being me knocking something over or not being able to figure out the dance. So I pretty much just try to come up with my own things that'll make people laugh.
So when I was looking at your TikTok and your Instagram, I get the sense you're a big Britney Spears fan. Is that correct?
Yes, I love Britney.
I saw you dressed up as her for Halloween.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
And then when I talked to Carrie, she said you guys were dancing to Britney in the weight room. So how big of a fan are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Have you gone to any of her concerts?
No, I wish, but I couldn't afford to go to concerts when I was younger, and then now, I mean, the songs that I like are the ones when I was in high school and growing up, and just got me so pumped up, and I feel like she's such a girl power energy vibe.
What are some of your favorite Britney songs?
Oh my gosh, I honestly like so many of them, but I like Stronger. But I will say that when I exercise, Work Bitch can get me through any treadmill workout.
I need to try that. Maybe I'll work out more if I do that. Earlier, I talked to Kristen and I asked her what college Allie was like. And she said that you were rock solid and you always had a good sense of self, which I thought was cool to hear. But I want to know, well, one, what do you think of that? And two, what was college Kristen like?
It was a long time ago, but I think that was very nicely put. Obviously, I've traveled a lot since then and experienced so many different cultures and seen different styles of play and different styles of leadership. So I think I've taken a lot of that with me now.
And Kristen?
Kristen was the star. I think we had, obviously, I'm a year older than her, and we had Kelly O'Hara my year and Kristen a year younger. And I was a forward 1 year until we had better players come along to play forward. But at one point, we did have a front line with the three of us, which seems such a long time ago now. But to see how that nose for goal and that winning mentality that someone like Kristen has, I think I felt the difference of I think I'm more of a defender.
I see that you and Tony co-founded Girls Gone, is it Girls Gone Veg?
Girls Gone Veg.
Veg, oh, I thought it was veg. I should have gone with my gut. What's your favorite vegan meal to make? Or easiest vegan meal to make, and why should I make it?
My pre-game meal that I always do, and I actually made it this morning, are enchiladas. then it's like the easiest enchiladas. And I thicken up the sauce using tofu, throw black beans in there because one of the questions we always get is how do you get enough protein when you don't eat meat? So these are like the easiest enchiladas and it's so perfect for a pregame meal. So it can go into the cookbook.
Are you making a cookbook?
Yeah, Tony and I are writing a cookbook right now.
When is it coming out?
Hopefully next year.
Oh, I can't wait. Last question for you. I read that you love pizza. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
I personally don't like Hawaiian pizza, but if that's what someone wants, then all power to them. You know, we have recipes that will have things that people haven't tried before and hopefully they like it. Truffle for me, that's what I need. Forget the pineapple.
I'm looking forward to this cookbook.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Okay, so I have a question for each of my panelists coming out of that interview with Allie, which first of all, how sweet is she? She's so
love her.
cute.
Angel.
and
So
just
nice.
One
I
of my
wish I
favorite
would have
interviews.
always had the opportunity to play with her.
Yeah.
She would have
Did
been a
you ever
great
play with
teammate,
her?
I feel like.
No, I never did.
Yeah.
Me
You
either.
can see why she'd be such a great captain.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, so each one of you, pineapple on pizza, yes or no, and your favorite Britney song.
Absolutely not. I think pineapple is supposed to be eaten separately. No. Sorry, Lauren.
Yeah.
And favorite Britney song?
Oh, probably Toxic.
Weird.
Weird. Funny story.
We're not gonna dive into that. Nina?
Definitely no pineapple on pizza. And probably my first Britney song, which would be Oops, I Did It Again. Like, I know it's just a classic. It's not an out, I promise.
Oops, I did it. Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna hear a Britney performance from Lauren.
Oh, here you guys
All right, Lauren.
I did it.
Apparently,
and
Lauren.
It tasted really yummy.
Yeah,
No,
hot take on pineapple. So you, yes, pineapple
Yes.
pizza.
Give me all the pineapple in my mouth.
I love it.
And then Britney
I mean,
song?
not on pizza, though.
Oops, I Did It Again was definitely like, yeah, my generation. Like,
Yeah. Pineapple
You know.
on pizza does not taste good, Soccer USA. Sorry.
What about you, Megan?
oh, slave free.
No, absolutely no pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple. I
There it
love
is.
pizza. I love them separately. And my favorite Britney song is Slave for You.
Yeah.
Because,
I agree.
you know, the dancer
I
in
agree.
me loved that video,
Yeah.
even though I actually saw a TikTok recently, of course I did, where someone's actually doing the choreography again, and you realize like, it's like a little bit like we idolize this choreography so much, and it's kind of not that great. All these years later. Yeah, but you know, 7-year-old me loved it.
Wait, quick question. Ranch on pizza.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay, good.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
acceptable.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, well, it's that time where we're going to engage with you all in the chat. So send in your questions, anything you want us to answer. It does not have to be football related, but we already have one here from Brian. Oh, I lost it.
He took it back.
Brian, come back.
Okay,
I mean-
Jess agrees with ranch, but Jess,
Yes,
pineapple, yes or no? Let's see.
Britney Spears should perform for Angel City's halftime.
I could make
agree,
that happen.
Carlos.
Such a good idea.
I'm sure we could.
Definitely. Oh, that would be amazing.
We should do
so
an
cool.
Angel Wears Boots Britney segment where we
Okay.
just come out and like.
So Brian wants to know, would you start Tyler Lucy at forward again now that Spencer is back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I definitely would. I mean, I think we said earlier, let's start 5 forwards. You know, put them all out there. But do we want Spencer as defense? Because also knowing we're going to have a really strong back line against this team to prevent the counterattack.
That's a really
That's
good point.
difficult. It's a reason why I didn't get Freya's
I
job.
was gonna say, so how would you what would your starting 11 be?
I mean, I definitely want to see Gilles back. Ideally, that would be the case with Allie Riley, Megan Reed, and then I don't know. And I'm glad I'm not Freya.
Would you put Paige out there?
I think I would have to because I think
if they're going for a more defensive start, maybe.
yeah, I think that would be then the way to go because otherwise it would be Tyler Lucia, and I think we would need to see Tyler up top.
I think it'd be a nice little change to that.
Ooh, Daniel T. Yes, I like that. Let's get Swaby into the rotation. She did really well. I think that would be amazing. I would love to see Swaby get that start.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I haven't seen enough of her, so I would like to see a lot more of her. For sure.
So you're indecisive, Lauren, of whether or not Spencer should play at forward or on the back line?
I mean, look at what Jess just said. At some point, fullback's got to play fullback and forwards got to play forwards, right? But so I would like to see Paige, Reed, Gilles, Riley.
On the back, okay.
Just to start this back line. I mean, yeah. And I would push Spencer up for her to use her quickness, her speed and her quickness, and her ability to get by players up top.
Or if anything, start Spencer outside or in the back line, then maybe just move her up at some point.
Yeah.
Just change up the
That could happen
formation a little.
exactly as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to create a lot of chaos in the 18-yard box so that way we can make sure we're getting those balls in there. You know, when you have that many bodies in there, we got to have a little fun little chaos. Throw Charlie in there, maybe too.
Especially with 5 in the back. Especially with 5 in the back.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I like this question from Brian Chua too. Like, who will score this week? I mean, we already said Sydney twice, but do you think? You guys said 2-1. I don't know. Do you think is it Jenkins gets another one? She's been doing pretty well for them. Is that the one?
Yeah. I like.
I'll say so.
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
like
Whoever
Jenkins.
scores.
All right. Feelings on the Maya Perez loan. I was excited about this. I think
This is gonna be a good opportunity for her.
it's going to be a great opportunity. But you were asking earlier too, like Almuth comes now. She might. Do we know? Is she here? Like she could be. I'm not
She's probably taking a little. Yeah, she's probably coming very, very, very soon. But I don't know. Dee Dee is playing great.
I think she's earned her spot. She has come up so big.
That out and that chemistry and that momentum, the way that she is. I mean, the energy she provides on the field too. It's just like.
It's secure.
Yeah.
I'd feel so safe with her back there.
But I'm happy that Perez. I mean, for players like this that don't get a lot of playing time, for her to be able to go over in France, I believe it's France that she is, and to get, you know, some game time, and she's gonna be a starter, I believe, going over there. So that's gonna be huge for her, and then coming back into the league later down the road. So
Let's talk for a second though about the chemistry that's going to be needed, because if you were to put Almuth in, let's just say, like I don't think we should. I think Dee Dee earned that spot. I think it's Dee Dee's. But what does the connection have to be like between the defense and the keeper on a game like that? Like how long does that take? What do you do?
it takes a while. It
Takes a few games.
Yeah, it takes a few games. But for me, it doesn't matter who's playing behind me as long as they communicate. You know, it doesn't matter as long as I know their tendencies where they like the ball. They don't like. Some people don't like it right foot, left foot, whatever. Play them in certain spaces. You just have to kind of understand their tendencies. But if they're not communicating, I've played with keepers that don't communicate, and it's a mess. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So as long, and I mean, obviously she's one of the best goalkeepers, so she's, you know, coming in and she's definitely going to do that. So.
So one last one here before we close out the chat. Oh shoot, it went away. But
Is it Are Mermaids Real? Because I would like to address this.
What do you think?
Yes, obviously, mermaids are real.
I have a very interactive imagination, and I believe.
yeah, we
that
know.
mermaids exist.
God, we know. God, I haven't seen this already. I didn't see where it went away. I mean, we kind of addressed Sydney and Simone playing together, but gosh, I forgot it.
That's a good one though. 1 Euro player, Angel
Yeah.
City.
Let's go with that one. Last one.
Should consider signing.
1 Euro player.
How do you pick?
All of them?
There's
Yeah.
so much
Them one.
talent. I mean, you guys watch the Euros? There's
They were
much
so good.
talent. I don't even know. It would have to be obviously. I don't know. Would it be a fullback or would it be a forward? A 9 for me. 9 or a fullback? I don't know.
Fullback.
I
Fullback?
think we need fullback, so probably that.
Yeah.
But to pick one, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't even know who I would choose in that.
I definitely like what John is saying, though. I think he's referencing Gerardo's question earlier, and I would
Yeah.
love to see Charlie and LaRue up top together.
That's me.
Let's do it. 100%.
Yeah, I'm in.
Me too.
All right. We all agree then. Well, thank you all for your questions. We are running out of shows, so let's get to stoppage time. Lauren, you are up first.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna make this short and sweet, but times are changing and I'm loving it. I don't know about you guys, but they just announced that for the 2024 Olympics in France, that the women's final will be the last game of the Olympics before. So it'll be the men the day before, and then it will be the women. And that is a huge step in the right direction. I think that's pretty, to end on a bang. Yes, I think I would love to see that. I don't know about you guys, but also they announced that they won't be doing any double headers as well. And each game will be a standalone event, which is huge. I mean, it's a testament to see the Euros this past and a bunch of other games where the audience and the fans have been, the numbers were insane, like 90,000, 87,000 yesterday. I think it was 88,000. You know, women's soccer is here and it is here to stay, and it is just getting better and better and better. And so to have the opening or the last match of the Olympics be a women's match is going to be pretty sweet and special.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's amazing. I'm so excited. You know, it's been a long time coming. They earned this.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys helped to earn this. Like when we talk about it, like professional players like the both of you who've come before helped to set the stage for something like this.
Yeah,
so
It's beautiful to
awesome.
see. Yeah,
I'm so excited. It's going to be here. Paris is, I mean, we're in August.
it's coming.
Paris 2024 is very soon. I can't wait.
Super
Let's all
exciting.
go. Let's go.
I'm in.
All right, Jen.
Okay, my stoppage time is that I'm super excited for Angel City because they're about to play the Mexican national team. Woo. After that, it's the first time a NWSL team has ever played a national team, which is pretty cool to me. I think it's historic, and I also think it's really cool for the Mexican national team girls because a lot of them are really young. A lot of them want to do the transition from the league to the NWSL, so I think it's a good test for them, and it also brings like a different flavor to Angel City because I feel like the Mexican national team has a different flavor, has a different style of play than most NWSL teams. So it's going to be a great match. It's going to be fun. It's going to bring the Latin community here to to the Banc. If they're not already fans of Angel City, I think it's going to create even more of a show, a talk. It's going to be super historic, really fun, and some great football.
Are you going to be there?
I will be there for sure.
I hope you all are as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you too.
Yeah, we'll have to like.
We should all go.
We're all.
in.
I mean, I'm going for sure.
Vamos.
After Labor Day weekend, so
Yes.
that Monday.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make a day of it. Come say hi to all of us.
That's Sarah's birthday.
Oh, perfect. A
Ooh.
little fiesta for her.
There we go. I like that a lot.
Her birthday's sometime in September, but anyways. Okay, Nina, all you.
All right. My stoppage time has to do with something that was an inequality. We got a little tweet that we're going to throw up here for you, but this is something that is being addressed by the league. The NWSL met in July, and they are going to work to improve exactly what you're seeing here. The camera situation and the feed
Ridiculous.
for games. On the left, you've got an MLS sideline camera, and on the right, you have an NWSL camera. This was tweeted out, I think, also by Fishlock, and you can just see the difference. And it's like, no wonder our feeds are not as great. But as of today, August 1st, the NWSL has promised to make some improvements here and to get better cameras so we can have better quality images from each game. So it's gonna get better.
Gerardo, my sentiment is exactly wow.
Yeah, I saw that tweet on Saturday or Friday, whatever day it was, and it was like, I mean, if you watch NWSL, you're not surprised at some of the camera quality, but when you see the actual production that goes into it, you're like, oh.
Yeah. I feel like
some
it
work
was
to
my
do.
dad recording my AOSO game.
Right.
Like, no, not okay.
Well, everyone, it's time to put a bow on our show. Don't forget, this show, as well as LAFC 360, is also available on podcast form. Just search 110 Football in the app of your choice. And also don't forget to join us on again next Monday for LAFC 360 and Angels Wear Boots. We'll break down everything from the games over the weekend. All right, everyone, that's our show. Thank you for joining us as always. Thank you for listening to Broadway Barney, which I will probably have nightmares about this tonight.
It's back.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm just kidding. We love you all. Thanks for
Bye,
interacting
Jess.
and
We
hanging
miss
with
you.
us. See you next week. Bye.
Follow 110 Football and subscribe to this channel.